Hey, Chad Peterman here. Welcome to AI Trade Talk, a new series on Can't Stop the Growth. We're redefining the future of home services with AI, one conversation at a time. In each episode, we'll dig into real-world strategies, innovations, and opportunities that AI is creating for home service companies like yours. Let's jump in and explore how to work smarter, serve better, and grow faster.
Welcome to AI Trade Talk with ZyraTalk. My name is Brad Scruggs, founder and president at ZyraTalk, and this is a show where we interview industry leaders in the home service space to learn ways that they're growing and what they're doing to handle certain challenges. As an AI company, we're also focused on what's coming in the future, so we're going to focus that in the conversation as well. So whatever you're doing, whether it's driving, working, maybe you're doing dishes, or just having us on as background noise, sit back and enjoy the show. All right, we are here with Jennifer Bagley from CI Web Group. They have been a longtime partner with ZyraTalk back when we were actually doing AI chat, and now we're really well known for our AI voice products, but really excited to have Jennifer on. We're going to talk a lot about AI optimized websites, AI search, and many different things. Before we actually hit the record button, we were talking about some agentic things that you can do with AI. So maybe we'll get a little bit technical and talk about some of the exciting stuff that we both feel like is coming in the future. But Jennifer, I'll let you give an introduction on yourself and we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it. And thanks for everybody for listening. So I'm Jennifer Bagley, CEO of CI Web Group, also a host of the Catalyst for the Trades podcast. And we just started a new community, Just Start AI, which I know we're going to get into later. A lot of people, I hear them say I was born in the trades. I was not. I was born into a family of nerds. My dad was one of the first original developers of the first 2D video game, built the first check writing software. I literally lived in a house where we had like 3, I'm going to call them dark rooms, where it looks like the Matrix when you walk in. And it was pretty easy because I could ask him to do anything and he wasn't paying attention to anything. And he'd just say, okay, and keep coding.
Oh, man, there you go. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have a lot of experience in the home service space. How long have you been in the space? Has it been over a decade?
2006. Yep, that's when we got picked up by Daikin. We got picked up by Ferguson in 2008, Johnstone 2010, 10 or 11.
I guess, yeah, that's amazing. I guess before we even get into the AI conversations, I see you guys traveling all the time. Talk a little bit, like, how many months out of the year are you on the road versus how many months are you at home? Is it
so
9?
Yeah. So, and this happened pre me launching. I started CI Web Group in like 2004, 2006. But even before that, I was in supply chain management and I was traveling back then in my early 20s. So yeah, I've traveled for 9 months out of every year, 2 weeks. I live in Houston half-time, live in Seattle half-time, which that's where I'm at right now. It's the summer, so I get to go home during the summer. But you're going to see that change because I specifically set out and said, I'm going to commit to this until I'm 50 or I have a grandbaby, whichever comes first. And I got notice that my kids are having a baby in October.
Whoa, congratulations.
And I just turned 50, so watch how much you see me travel in the next year.
Yeah, wow, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to, I think that the travel, I've always been a speaker for many, many, many years, but there's a piece to it which I really dislike outside of packing and laundry and hotel pillows and not having enough shoes. But I do not like the fact that every event is like Groundhog's Day. You're just starting over, and I feel like it's an unfair way to teach because everybody comes and they get all amped up and they're motivated and they're excited, and then boom, they go back and do the business and there's nothing else afterwards. And so it's the superficialness that I don't like. So you're going to see me kind of change. That's why we launched the community and really try and invest more into building a community, ongoing training and education, and really bring people along more of a journey than just a motivational speech from the front of the stage. So it'll be an interesting transition this year.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I've been speaking a little bit more, which has been fun. And you're exactly right. You get everyone all rah, excited. Oh my gosh, I'm going to do this for my business. And then they go home and they're like, oh, I'm playing so much catch up this week. Follow up next week. And it's like, okay, what happened to that excitement? But I mean, there is a lot that comes from it. We're on pace to do about 50 events this year.
Yeah.
And we have a field marketing team going around, but yeah, I hear you. The events are
Yeah.
great, but there's
I'm
definitely
ready
a
to.
portion of you.
I'm going to pass that baton. I have plenty of young ones that have lots of life in them and they're excited to go get it going. So yeah, I think this is the first place I've actually announced that too. So when my team hears this and they're like, huh, you're what? You're going to be around all the
Yeah,
time? Because it's hard when I'm back. When I'm stationary and I'm with our entire team, like everybody better be ready. I think they like it
yeah.
when I travel. They're like, go away, no more ideas. Let us run.
Maybe I'll have our team clip this and we'll put it as like breaking news.
Cat's out of the bag,
So
baby.
let's get into some of the AI conversation. I know that's why a lot of people listen to this podcast. So a good place to start, and with previous guests, I've never talked about this, but talk a little bit about, we'll start it with AI search and then we'll get into like AI optimized websites. You may even conjoin those together, but talk about the importance of AI search and really thinking about that as a business owner moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one might be a little bit like a doozy. If you think about AI, I mean, my team's been in AI before the general population was talking about Chat GPT or OpenAI and whatnot. But I want you to think about it like this, right? So first off, what AI is, take AI and as a large language model that's been trained up to a certain date. I think it was like June 24th of 2024 or whatnot. And there are many of them, OpenAI, Perplexity, Claude, Llama, the open source version, right, for Meta. And then you have the front end, the user interface, that is giving you the ability to access the LLM, like ChatGPT. ChatGPT in its first year, right now, ChatGPT is getting 1 billion searches per day, per queries per day.
That's crazy.
Google has 13.4. Bing has 500,000. So right now, that period of time, that short window of time that people started utilizing conversational AI bots or conversational AI platforms like ChatGPT, it has been faster than any technology adoption in our entire history. I mean, I think if someone's got a 21-year-old or a 22-year-old, they probably remember when their kid was a sophomore and they used to be on Facebook, and then an entire population of humans were like, nope, Facebook's out. I'm, deuces. I'm moving on. We're moving to Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Like, they're out of there. A whole population of humans left a platform, technology platform, left all the old people in it and moved somewhere else. Well, AI is very different, right? Because these are professionals of all ages that are being forced to, in many cases, learn AI because it makes them more efficient. It makes them more productive because it takes a human being and turns them into 50 to 1. They can operate at 50 times or 100 times or 1,000 or even more than that, the pace. So right now, when you look at the exponential growth of GPT and just GPT search, when it launches, it takes over your browser. It's gone. Your browser's gone, and now you have GPT search. Now you're in AI search. That is with companies doing the majority of the introductions to humans. But fast forward a little bit. The top main tech companies, just take Google, Amazon, Meta, Apple. They all have a roadmap for replacing whatever their existing voice application is that already lives in every one of your potential customers' pockets, handbags, back pockets, homes, cars, and everything else, and upgrading that, i.e. Siri. I can't say the other one's name, but that little lady over there, if I say her name, she's going to start blabbing. But they already have a rollout schedule for taking AI, which is a smarter version of their current voice system, and upgrading that voice system so that it's a native piece of technology already integrated into devices that they own. So Apple was supposed to roll out with theirs, and of course they're late and behind drastically, and they've now asked Perplexity for assistance, or Anthropic, I think. But Android just rolled theirs out. So imagine when the device that everybody already owns has been elevated from this kind of dumb, slow voice search, which is helpful, but nothing like AI. And it turns into a super agent, which is more than a conversational bot, right? A super agent, you have the ability to say, hey, Siri, find me a hotel, book me a reservation for 4. I'm flying in on Friday. I leave on Sunday. And please give me better pillows and sheets and 2 water bottles. And that super agent now becomes the assistant for the majority of the population. You didn't have to buy new equipment. You didn't have to get introduced to new technology. You just woke up after an update, and 1 million or 1 billion or however many users of that device now have an AI assistant that is able to do all the homework, do all the research, find what they need, call it, book it, and then add it to your calendar
So
and send you a text.
yeah, that's all great stuff. So let me ask you this, because this is where I think things may be going. Everyone's going to have their own assistant, and we may be training them based on what we want, what we need. It may be connected to our calendars. So do you think there's a world where this is very futuristic thinking?
Do it. Bring
Companies have, let's say a plumbing and HVAC company, because we're both in that space. They have their calendars just completely publicized. We talk about capacity planning with like Service Titan. Let's say that's all public, and someone talks to their voice assistant and they're just saying, I need the next available plumber, or I need a plumber July 7th at 9 p.m. who's, not super expensive. And then Google's just going to like connect you to the next available plumber or the person who's on that. It may be the LSA of the future.
it.
I know.
Yeah, that's
I'll
already,
stop
that
there.
already, yes, that already exists. So
Yes.
I have call recordings of consumers that are already using GenSpark Super Agent and asked GenSpark to set an appointment. So an AI called our client and asked for them to book an appointment for someone to come out. They wanted to replace the air conditioning system. Specifically, it was a heat pump. And the CSR hung up on it. And I was like, stop it. Hold on a minute.
It's not widely adopted enough.
Yes. So right now, one, train your CSRs if you have them. Train your CSRs that you're going to get an AI calling you, let alone your AI picking up. And that's AI to AI communications, which is highly efficient and actually has its own language. It's called Gibberlink. Gibberlink is real.
Yeah, I know, I've heard it.
It's not some funny videos on TikTok, and it's not real. Literally, when you think of AI is all about efficiencies, and this will lean into AI-enabled websites, but it costs money for AI to do things that are slow. So one human talking to another human and having this long conversation, that's technically slow. That costs a lot of money. Which is why if an AI calls to book the appointment and realizes it's talking to an AI, they're going to transfer to a different language, and they're going to take a 30-minute conversation and it's going to be 3 minutes because they're highly efficient, and they're just going to get to the point and book the appointment. Yeah, absolutely. And then it's going to transfer into an AI agent that already knows the entire team. It knows who's good at 10-year-old systems. It knows who's good at repairs. It knows who's good at selling. It knows dynamic routing, knows logistics. It understands where they are right now, where their next appointment is, what the gap is, and it's going to dynamically route and dispatch the next call. That's here now. Buck AI.
Yeah. I mean, there's the dispatching companies. There's just going to be agentic FSMs
Everything.
that control your whole business.
Yeah. Oh, are you saying that out loud?
Hey, I mean, it's going to be scary to people, but it's also going to be reality. So
it's going to be awesome.
But yeah,
I mean, I feel this is going to give everybody a run for their money. There's a lot of old school technology platforms that are not designed nor developed on the type of infrastructure that's necessary to operate in an agentic network. And right now with vibe coding and utilizing AI, the ability to develop has changed so much that all these legacy platforms, they might be big. They might be the biggest. However, when you see what is coming yeah, you're right. This is the entire when old technology was designed so that people would use it. And even then, sometimes overly designed to where the majority of people who have it are using less than 20% of it, not naming company names or anything. However, it's overly complex, very difficult, requires an enormous amount of heavy lift. When you are starting with agentic first, you're not designing technology for people to use. You're designing technology to free up people from having to do that. And that's a very
Yes.
different set of rules.
Yes, it's going to be very exciting. Let's just say that. Let's talk a little bit about AI optimized websites, because I know you guys are major players and voices in that space. So wanted to hear it from your point of view, and also like talk a little bit about maybe SEO. So yeah, I'll let you elaborate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like every other agency, we've been a WordPress agency since WordPress was invented. Quite frankly, we were on in 2006, 2007. We were on that original crew with WordPress when it was like, oh my God, open source. We can change it. We can get access to the code. We can host it. It was really cool back then. And we've been there forever and ever and ever. And, you know, um, with the launch of AI and it, well, let me back up. So WordPress caused this, the entire industry to technically speed up in the beginning and then slow down later, to where the entire SEO industry, it became this SEO takes time, SEO takes forever, this really big delay. And when you look at what even just Google, traditional search, wanted, it kept asking for a faster experience, a cleaner experience, cleaner code. So if you go look at the majority of the largest companies, none of them are running a WordPress website, right? They're not going to. That's not how they're going to build their site. They're going to build in a very, very highly efficient platform. And then you have kind of the scales of economy, which is in the small business environment. They don't have the funds to hire full stack developers that know how to code there. So we started studying. We started going outside of the home services industry and really evaluating what kind of technology people were utilizing in industries that probably have a bigger budget, were a little more advanced, not as slow to adapt and adopt. And we started studying all of them, and it boiled down to this kind of middle of the tier. You have Wix and Squarespace and GoDaddy all at the bottom, right? You have WordPress Classic, which is like the small business. Anybody can get it, download it off the internet, kind of open source platform. And then right above that, you have like a headless system with WordPress, like Sanity and WordPress, which would be smart. And then you have Webflow. And then above that, you've got like Next.js and these other really sophisticated platforms. So we wound up choosing kind of this middle of the road, and we did it for two reasons. Webflow. One was because of their AI enablement roadmap. They had probably the most sophisticated AI enablement roadmap that was there. We could get the price point to where it would be okay for smaller businesses to be able to get into it without it being enormous, like a $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 web project, like a Next.js. But
Yeah.
Webflow, I want to say it was March of last year or June, they acquired a company called Intellimize, which was Intellimize had an AI-enabled A/B variant testing platform where I knew once Webflow had it that this is going to be a major game changer. Essentially, if you take CRO, conversion rate optimization, throw AI behind it, and then add it to a content management system, you now have a website that is using agentic networks to be able to create various versions of components, elements, buttons, images, headings, titles, pages, to be able to automatically shapeshift a website to be able to produce a better result, to be able to increase conversions. Our first test that we did, we made no other changes. All we did was use the AI optimized platform and saw a 62% lift in conversions without us even knowing how to use it. But that was one of the pieces. And then it expanded from there.
Is the actual copy on the website changing, or is it like the metadata of the website changing?
It's all visual. So UI, UX, this is
Oh, okay.
Images are changing, headings are changing, buttons are changing, placement, dynamic a design of a website, including content, to get people to convert.
Wow.
And it's doing that at rapid fire on mobile versus tablet versus desktop without humans. I mean, I used to have a whole CRO department. I don't now because the system does it. But it doesn't stop there.
Yeah.
They have and we have the ability to do AI localization, which means that now our websites present itself in the native language of the device of whoever's coming to the site. So now I've got contractors who have zero barrier to language. Their website now presents itself in Spanish. They don't have any Spanish-speaking people. They're utilizing an AI conversion platform like a ZyraTalk, a OnePath, and so forth that is able to pick up the call in Spanish and communicate and book the call in Spanish. They're now using Meta glasses for their technicians in the field and handing one to a Spanish-speaking customer while they wear one, and they're turning on AI translations. And they have an entire workflow that is 100% like it could be Vietnamese. It doesn't matter what language it's in. That's the power of AI. It's critical, right? Personalization. We're building our own AI analytics platform. It's enormous. It's amazing. But we're getting massively different results. The last 30 launches we've done, we've been able to get onto, these are sites that had 0 rankings on AI or on Google search except for their brand name. The last 30 projects we launched were able to get on page 1 of Google and on every AI search for over 250 different search terms in over 30 different locations in the first 15 days. I didn't even want to tell anybody because I'm like, we're going to get in trouble. Like, this isn't real. We're going to get our hands slapped.
You're gonna ask
Something's going to go wrong.
You're going to ask me to cut this part out. You're like, that's too good to share. When you talk about things rapidly changing, is it like you're not just clicking a button and saying, okay, optimize my website? Like, things are rapidly changing on the website based on how people are interacting with it. Is that a good way to think about it?
It will redesign itself based on users' navigation and conversion and device and their interest, what their interest is. So whatever the user intent was when they got there, it redesigns the page to be able to increase conversions. So the experts that are using this are seeing like 120 to 220% conversion improvements with this platform. We're not there yet. We're learning, but
Totally.
yeah, we're getting
like
there.
In a perfect world, if someone searches sewer replacement near me, obviously you want that landing page to be very specific on sewer replacement. If someone's searching toilet replacement, obviously you want it to be very specific on toilet replacement, not just a generalized plumbing page.
Yeah, it'll literally change even the promotion.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And then imagine that promotion interacting with your capacity planning and your schedule. A better promotion if you're light. So I mean, we could go on and on about what is possible and how to like fully optimize the business. Yeah,
and that's
wild.
what I mean by, so when I say an AI enabled website, I don't say AI optimized. That's a function. AI personalization is a function. AI conversion is a function. AI analytics is a function. AI optimized means that it has the lowest possible amount of code necessary to render the design to the person so that it prevents the AI and Google from having to sift through 10,000 lines of code like WordPress would produce with plugins and themes and child themes and everything else that you have to do to build the site. It's just very clean, just like Gibberlink. So the cleaner the site, the faster and the better you can get results on both traditional search and AI search. It costs less to crawl. That's it. It's not even that complicated. It just costs the system less to crawl.
Gotcha. Well, let's transition a little bit because I do want to talk about what you're doing with Just Start AI, because we're getting a little bit advanced in the conversation as far as like, oh my gosh, I can optimize my website to do this, or my offers can change based on my schedule, things like that. You started Just Start AI. Talk about that a little bit.
Yes. So Just Start AI, what I wanted was, I wanted a community where people would feel safe and comfortable being able to learn how to just start using AI. I met, one of our clients, Stephanie, Alan, with their work. She had the same mission. She was really on a journey to figure out how to use AI and how to integrate it into her business the right way. And we just really, really clicked. I have other colleagues, Lynn from Contractor in Charge, and there's just a group of us that are really AI forward. It's not everybody in the industry, but what we're
Yeah.
noticing with our clients is that they're getting really, really mixed messages depending on the level of expertise that they're listening to with a lot of different authorities in the industry. And we wanted a safe space where we could teach them, what AI is at different levels. What's an AI chatbot? What's an LLM? What's a super agent? What's an agentic network? Woohoo! I mean, that's the fun stuff,
Yeah.
right? That's where I live every day is building agentic networks. I know you guys do too, right? So that is a consolidated place for them to get accurate and valuable information, to get the most important news that's relevant to them, to learn about different AI tools, to get access to those tools, to be able to test them, to bring in AI experts. We've even done little things like given them the ability to take a little agentic network that we built in N8N and have them download it, import it, learn how to configure it, start to understand the mechanics of how an agentic network can literally change their entire world and everything around it. And it's been really good, right? It's awesome. It's growing fast.
Yeah, that is awesome. I know that the agentic network you were talking about with N8N, it's kind of like, hey, this is something that's more advanced that you can start with, but it's kind of like, here are the training wheels to get there.
Yeah, I
So
always start by showing them ours. Like we've built an agentic network with over 600 AI agents to support our entire SEO team, which means we can operate at about 1,000,000 to 1 the velocity that we could have a year ago, which is really freaking cool. And they look at it and they're like, what the heck is that?
yeah.
I'm like, those
Oh,
were people. They're little people,
yeah,
really smart, fast
it's
people.
crazy.
Hmm.
I know we were talking beforehand, but there are these agentic platforms. I use one, I know I mentioned it to you, it's called Manus. And
Hmm.
if I have a complex task, I'm like, oh, I'm like kind of dreading doing that, or I'm putting together a presentation or need to do research on a certain thing, I can just prompt Manus and it will work in the background for like as long as I need it to, 30 minutes plus. It's doing a task that I've given it. And then I go back to it and I'm like, okay, what did Manus build out for
Yeah.
me?
Yep.
And I'll get back to it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, that would have taken me 4 hours and it's done in like 20, 30 minutes.
Yep.
Scraping the web. Like the first tests I did with Manus, we're doing a family trip into Ocean City, New Jersey in a week or so here. And I was like, I'm just going to test and have it build out a itinerary for the whole trip. And it built it out hour by hour, surfing the web, talking about events that are going on in Ocean City at that time that I didn't even know were happening. But now we have ideas of, oh, we can do this at night on the boardwalk. And yeah, it's
It's
wild.
wild. It is so cool. In the Just Start AI community, we launched a platform. We've launched a couple of them, but this one we launched that it gave them the ability to utilize conversational AI to automatically develop an agentic network. So the first bot that they all built together was a little sequence of AI agents that would read your email, check your email, tag your email, flag your email, automatically create the response. And there's people in there that were paying thousands of dollars for Superhuman or I can't remember the other one. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
yeah, they just built in a little agentic network that automatically created drafts for everything in their email box. They just went in and grabbed it. So, yeah, we
Crazy.
just launched one that you open it up in the morning and tap a button and it will read off your entire calendar, tell you what you need to prepare for, who your meetings are with. It reads through all your emails and it tells you which ones you need to reply to, what's junk, what you need to prepare to, what's urgent. And then it goes into a podcast style education. So that was one of the things they struggled with is how do you keep up with this? What do I listen to or learn from? So you create a topic and then just like you would on Notebook LM, on Google's Notebook LM. You create a topic or a sequence of topics, and then every morning all you do is hit play, and it will teach you about that topic. You'll have the latest news, the newest stuff that's came out, newest technology launches, whatever it is, but it's very conversational. It's two AI, a lady and a guy talking to each other. And so I've noticed that that's really helped. I mean, even our account managers, through our own account managers in our own company, and we live in this space, are having a hard time keeping up. And that's been really beneficial for them.
Oh, well, the crazy thing is the evolvements with these products, these platforms,
fast.
If you are a software company and you are not thinking, okay, how do we 10x our development or our growth or whatever it is? Man, things are just moving so fast. A week from now, today's July 3rd that we're recording this. By the time this episode releases, which I think
it's
in
going to be
2
old.
weeks or so, people might be like, you guys were talking about N8N?
You guys
this
are
new
so
product
slow.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah,
like I have to
this,
put big warnings on everything. I'm like, look, this is time stamped. I'm going to give you the date right now. Do not hold me to this 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, literally. So July 3rd, this is right before 4th of July. There may be some huge advancement and this podcast is outdated.
Yes.
Probably
not.
But
We might sound like shag carpet.
yeah. People are going to be like, yeah, that was too old. We need to start going live and just putting these up instantly.
That's what I did with my podcast, because I can't, there's no way. I can't wait on anybody. Like, everything is too slow. Even my own devs, when I'm in there and I start coding and they're like, stop, Jen, get out. But we had to, that was a tough move for us. We thought we were going to be able to take our current developers that we've had. I mean, some of them have worked for us for 20 years, and we thought we were going to be able to like bring them with us and train them, and they were going to be able to move into this. We couldn't. We kept as many as we could to support our existing WordPress clients, but we had to hire an entirely new team of developers that think very, very, very different. These are very different.
Are your developers using tools like Cursor, for example, to even 5x, 10x their output?
Yeah, every day I just got one. Every day I get a message from them that starts with 3 capital letters, OMG, a couple exclamation points. This is going to change the world. Watch this. Watch what I did. I mean, when my devs got their hands on vibe coding, I was like, oh no, because they don't sleep. So my phone is going off all my.
Oh, yeah. And then they're so excited about it. It's like, look what we built in like 30 minutes.
Yes.
Like,
and
that took 30 minutes.
The whole process of our company is trained. They're certified project managers. They're fully trained on sprints, and like, it's gone. There's no such thing as a sprint anymore. It's over. I can't get our user base and what I have to do is I have to put them in the same room, and I have to get the user base to say what they want. And then the dev goes refresh. There's no like planning and discovery. No, it's so different.
Yeah. And we recently had a call with our CS team. The expectation is even shifting. Customers, when they're like, I want the conversation to be exactly like this and do this and be integrated, they want that done in like an hour or while we're on the call. So now we're like, okay, how do we move even faster? We move super fast, but it's like if whatever they're requesting isn't done in a day or two, you may have lost your opportunity, even if they were paying a customer.
Yeah,
things are.
The only thing that I don't think right now is really perfected is the ability to design, develop, and construct a website beginning to end. We can do elements, we can do components, but the entire strategy to me is still ridiculously slow. And that is what we've got to solve for over the next year.
Just ask ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT, how do we speed up this process?
Man, we've tried every version you could imagine. It's really just interesting, but it's happening. I mean, I watched Figma just launched something called Make that is ridiculous. In the Figma Make platform, you can literally say, you can vibe code it out. You can say, build me a CD player that looks like a record player that showcases X, Y, and Z, and it will develop a moving object you can put. It's just crazy. It's really cool. Every day, something new.
It's very cool. It's crazy. I know there are people who are scared.
I really want to have this conversation because there is a lot of conversation and debates around, should I replace all of my CSRs, not replace them? Where does that fall? And this is a tough one. I would
Yeah.
start with the minimum. The minimum is, if you are not answering calls evenings and weekends, start there. Like, whatever
Yes.
you're
I mean,
not
that's the
doing yet,
easiest.
that's right now, hands down. Don't argue, don't debate. If you don't have someone that is answering, or if you have an on-call service that's overseas, or like there's an on-call service that you haven't called lately, you probably should, and see what that sounds like. If they just answer and they're not helpful, and
Oh,
all they do is take a name and number, like, stop not answering your calls. This is home service
yeah.
companies. Literally, when I'm talking to them, I'm like, when do you get to take care of your honey-do list at your house? And they're like, well,
Yeah.
of course, the weekends. I'm busy during the week. I'm like, well, guess what, sweetheart? You're a honey-do list item. That's what home services are. People don't have time for it during the day. So make it easy for them. Let them book 24/7. Technically, you should be open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I think the second challenge they should resolve is, it's not just the phone call. It's the fact that consumers are messaging through Facebook Messenger, Instagram Messenger, TikTok Messenger, your emails, your web forms, your online booking. And yes, they call and they want to text, and we don't give them that option. Like, at worst case scenario, number 2 is, make sure that on all platforms, all communication devices, that you leverage AI to make sure everyone gets answered immediately when they send in a response. Stop being slow. Like, we're used to being able to restock our wine cabinet in 15 minutes from 2 buttons on our phone, and they'll even put it away for me because I tip them well. You can't let a contact card sit in your inbox for 5 minutes anymore. You just can't.
Oh, no. I'll back up to something that you had said. Are they completely replaced? Which, to be honest, that's not our goal at all. It is not replacing CSRs, but we do have clients we have one client they're doing 20, 25 million a year. They've been using AI as the front line for about a year now. And they have their CSRs as the backup to the AI, or if there's a more complex call that's forwarded or something that didn't make it onto the schedule, it will get to them. And I will say this, I can't say who this client is, but they're obviously doing well over 100 million a year, and they use us as the front line as well. Last Monday, when it was like the super big heat wave on the East Coast and pretty much through America, it was 2,000 or 3,000 calls in one day, handled by AI. The interaction rate start to finish, it was like over 80% first call resolution. The other 20%, yes, they have CSRs to handle those, but man, if people don't think the bigger companies are going towards this, and we work with a ton of the private equity groups that own dozens of plumbing HVAC companies, yeah, it is happening for sure.
A human cannot answer 5 messages and 5 phone calls at the same time. AI can. Let the customer choose. If they want to talk to a human, they'll ask for it. But 100%
Yes.
and nothing is nothing, baby. Like, if you're not answering at all, that's not okay.
Yeah, I mean, think of 3,000 calls in one day, the amount of human staff you have to put in place, which it is
Can't.
possible, but it's a hard thing to do. If you miss calls, like you said, 100% of nothing is nothing.
Nothing.
Capture a percent of it, even
Yes.
if it's not 100% perfect, at least you're answering every single phone call. And I'll be the first to say, every call is not completely perfect, but it's pretty
It's
good.
get
If
in
you've
there.
listened to some calls, we're handling hundreds of thousands of calls a month at this point, and the technology is there. So,
Well, and my thing is like, when you find yourself debating something like that, like if someone says the technology is not perfect, or that wasn't a great call, compared to what? Like, compared to what? You
yeah,
weren't
compared to missing
answering.
it,
You weren't answering, right? It was getting missed. It was going to voicemail. Like, Gretchen has an attitude. Joe drank too much. It was Super Bowl day. I don't what all the things that happen with human beings. Nothing is perfect. Nothing. Like, but it's sure getting there. It's consistently improving. day over day over day. And I am finding that I like watching that consumers appreciate the efficiency of being able to get it done without having to talk to a human. Like, think about the amount
Yeah.
of companies that removed humans from the initial process and then allowed the customer to choose. So Tesla did it first, right? Not first, but they were one of the big ones. They removed the salesperson out of the equation. What happened? People bought more, right? Same thing that's happening
You
with
buy a car
Uber.
on the internet.
Yeah, same thing that's happening with Carvana, right? So just start AI. Try.
Yeah. Yeah. Plug it away. I'm a supporter of you guys, and people need to just do something. And I know we're at the point now where people have done at least something, or they've dabbled in ChatGPT. Actually, maybe not. I was speaking at an event recently, and I'm like, "Oh, how are you using AI in your business?" to a lot of people, and they're like, "Not really yet." And I'm like, "Do you at least use ChatGPT?" I've heard people recently in the last month. They're like, "I haven't even tried it yet." And I'm like,
No, my wife uses it and my
"Whoa,
kids use it, but I don't.
yeah, scary." It's like you're running a multi-million-dollar business. You got to do something.
I cannot process that. There is no excuse for that. Stop it. Knock it off right now.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are going to
Like,
be
all
a
right,
slug. You are going to be the blob
eh,
in a sea of very, very fast fish. Like,
yes. So right away, I was like, okay, I'm not gonna bring up Manus in this conversation.
wow. I mean, and
Oh man,
yeah, no, just start. Just start. That's what this is for.
yeah.
Just start. I couldn't think of a good brand name. All I kept saying was, I don't know. They just need to start. Like, this is making me crazy.
There you go.
So
I like
that's
it. Just start AI.
just start AI.
Awesome. Well, anyone who is interested, we can put it in the show notes. Just start AI. I know there's an online community. Do you have a URL? Is it?
It's not
Well, go
live
ahead.
yet. I launched the community
Okay.
first. So yeah, you can reach out to me. You can look up CI Web Group, look up Jennifer Bagley, look up Stephanie Allen with their work. She's amazing.
And I hope for people listening, hopefully this is a little bit of a kick in the butt. Start doing some research. Even if it's just ChatGPT, like literally me and my team or partners will be like, oh, I can't figure this out. We will literally be like, what should we prompt ChatGPT? Let's ask ChatGPT and start brainstorming a little bit
Hmm.
of ideas on how to solve these problems.
Yeah.
At the
Try.
very least, use it as a problem solving tool.
Yeah. And then if you really want to see what it can do, ask it to write you a JSON file that has all your KPIs for your comfort advisor in an app that you can throw to a dev and have them build it. And then you're going to go, oh, shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. That it's like, wow, we just built something proprietary to us, and it didn't take long. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the world we're living in.
It's really freaking cool. There's never been an opportunity like this. AI search from an SEO standpoint. There hasn't been an opportunity when you have small companies that can compete with larger companies and budget doesn't matter, right? Everyone's so worried about private equity groups moved into my neighborhood. PEs moved into my neighborhood. I was like, number one, a private equity group is just a larger group of smaller companies that have all the same problems that you do with a bigger checkbook. Like, so chill out, first of all. And number two, that bigger checkbook buys ads. So there are no ads on ChatGPT or AI search. There's no ads. There's no LSA. Google Business doesn't even live on that. That's Bing Places, which no one's been focused on, right? There's no aggregators. There's no Angie's List. There's no none of that. So you have the first time in your history, probably most business owners' history, that you have a brand new platform that with the right technology, with the right strategy, with the right mindset, you have the ability to compete and win regardless of size or budget. And that is
Yeah.
exciting.
That's exciting for the small people. I say
Mm-hmm.
small, I mean, that's exciting for the
Small
companies doing,
businesses.
yeah, small businesses. Because, the private equity groups and, they're doing
Competing on
hundreds of
ads.
millions for a reason. But yeah, they are. And they're just consolidating, and
A bunch of
they have
small
buying power.
companies. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
at the end of the
okay.
day, it's 50 small companies owned by one brand. They have great buying power. Like when a private
Yeah.
equity group comes to us and they're like, we want to use your product, but we want a discount. What are we going to say? It's like, yeah, we're going to
Yes.
onboard 40. We're going to onboard
Yes.
40 accounts, and
Uh, I had to build a whole private equity division that only focuses. I mean, they've been good for us because they've forced us to think differently. Aggregate data, lots of aggregate solutions and so forth, which has been really good. We've learned a lot from, and they also have a shorter window to win. Like a lot of them plan on flipping and selling in a short window of time. So you can't come in and say, it's going to take me 2 years to get results. It's not going to work. Like you gotta be able to do that. So that private equity has been awesome pressure on us. We've learned a lot from that experience. So
Yes, the mindset when talking to those folks is speed and scale. How do you accommodate for them? And I mean, that's what I think about every day.
Yeah.
How do we move faster and scale? Go ahead.
Yeah. They're also, I think the smaller companies, that's the benefit, right? They do have the ability, they have speed, they have the ability to pivot and make these changes really quickly. It's not a team of 40 that have to decide on anything. Whereas private equity is going to have, I think they're going to be a little slower to the AI search game because rebuilding 40 or 100 websites and revising, they've got 1,000 pages on them, revising all their content, their structure, their infrastructure, at least on the AI search team, they're going to take a little bit longer. So for smaller companies or those that have not joined a platform, this is your time. Like, let's go.
Interesting. That's a very interesting way to look at it. We're not trying to alarm anyone on this podcast. I know we talked about some pretty exciting things, we will say. But at the same time, this is hopefully a little bit of a kick in the butt to take AI seriously. And there are things that you can do to be smart, beat your competition, because there's some people are doing nothing. And if you're doing something, you're definitely ahead. So anyway, Jennifer, really appreciate you having you on, and appreciate everyone who's listened this far. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to connect with me personally, you can find me at chadmpeterman.com. To see what our team's up to, you can visit petermanbros.com. Don't forget to check out the YouTube channel and consider joining the CSTG arena. As always, keep growing out there.